The power of small acts of kindness. Samantha was a new student in her English class. She had recently moved to the United States from her home country of Brazil and was still adjusting to the culture shock. Although she was excited to learn a new language and make new friends, she felt nervous and overwhelmed by the language barrier. On her first day of class, Samantha sat alone at a desk in the back of the room. She watched as the other students laughed and chatted with each other in English, feeling like an outsider. She longed to be a part of their conversations, but was too afraid to approach them. As the weeks went by, Samantha struggled to keep up with the lessons and assignments. She often stayed up late into the night, studying and practicing her English, but still felt like she was falling behind. She began to feel discouraged and frustrated, and even considered dropping the class. One day, as she was walking to her desk, Samantha noticed a small note on her desk. It read, "You're doing great. Keep up the good work." She looked around the room, trying to find the person who had left it, but no one seemed to be paying her any attention. The note brought a smile to her face, and she felt a sense of warmth and encouragement that she had not felt in a long time. From that day on, Samantha began to notice small acts of kindness all around her. A student offered to help her with her homework, a teacher complimented her progress, and a classmate invited her to sit with them at lunch. With each act of kindness, Samantha's confidence grew. She no longer felt like an outsider, but a part of the class. She began to participate in class discussions, make friends, and even started to enjoy learning English. As the end of the semester approached, Samantha reflected on her journey. She realized that it was not just her hard work and determination that had helped her succeed, but the kindness and support of those around her. She made a vow to pay it forward, and left a note of encouragement on the desk of a new student in the class. Samantha had learned that even small acts of kindness can have a big impact on someone's life. She had found the power of community and connection, and it had changed her life forever. The courage to embrace change. Anna had always lived a comfortable life. She had a stable job, a loving family, and a routine that she was used to. But despite all of this, she felt unfulfilled and restless. She yearned for something more, something that would challenge her and push her out of her comfort zone. One day, Anna stumbled upon an advertisement for a volunteer program in a foreign country. The program would require her to leave her job, her family, and her comfortable life for a year, and live and work in a completely unfamiliar environment. Anna was hesitant at first, but something inside of her told her that this was the change she needed. After much deliberation, Anna made the decision to apply for the program. She was excited and nervous at the same time, not knowing what to expect. But she knew that this was her chance to embrace change and take a leap of faith. Anna was accepted into the program and soon found herself on a plane to a small village in Southeast Asia. As she stepped off the plane, she was greeted by the sweltering heat and the unfamiliar sights and sounds of the village. She felt a pang of homesickness and doubt, wondering if she had made the right decision. But as the days went by, Anna began to adjust to her new life. She learned to communicate with the locals, immerse herself in their culture, and adapt to their way of life. She worked hard to help improve their living conditions and provide support for the community. At first, it was difficult and overwhelming, but as time passed, Anna began to see the impact of her work. She saw how her efforts were making a difference in the lives of the people around her. She formed strong connections with the locals and made new friends who taught her valuable life lessons. As the end of her year-long program approached, Anna reflected on her journey. She realized that the courage to embrace change had opened doors to experiences and opportunities that she never would have encountered if she had stayed in her comfortable life. She had grown in ways she never thought possible and had gained a newfound appreciation for life. Anna returned home a changed person, with a new perspective on the world and a sense of gratitude for the life she had. She had learned that sometimes, the greatest growth and fulfillment come from stepping out of our comfort zones and embracing change with open arms. The courage to embrace change. Emma had lived in the same town her whole life. She had grown up there, made friends there, and even found a job there. But lately, Emma had been feeling restless. She felt like she was stuck in a rut and needed something to change. One day, she was scrolling through social media and saw an advertisement for a language school in another country. It was a spontaneous decision, but Emma decided to sign up for a 6-week course in Spain. She had always loved the language and the culture, and it seemed like the perfect opportunity to shake things up. On her first day in Spain, Emma was feeling nervous. She didn't know anyone, and her Spanish wasn't as good as she thought it was. But she was determined to make the most of her experience. She introduced herself to her classmates, practiced her Spanish, and tried new foods. As the days went by, Emma began to feel more comfortable in her new surroundings. She made friends with some of her classmates and explored the city. She visited museums, parks, and historical sites. She even attended a local festival where she danced and sang with the locals. The language course was challenging, but Emma enjoyed learning something new every day. She worked hard on her homework and even asked for extra assignments to push herself further. She found that she had a real passion for the language and was grateful for the opportunity to study it in a place where it was spoken every day. Before she knew it, the 6 weeks had flown by, and it was time for Emma to return home. But she wasn't the same person who had left. She had gained confidence, made new friends, and discovered a love for a new language and culture. She was no longer afraid of change and was excited to see where her newfound courage would take her next. When Emma returned home, she decided to apply for a job that she had always been interested in but never had the courage to pursue. She aced the interview and got the job, and it was all thanks to the courage she gained from her experience in Spain. From that day forward, Emma learned to embrace change and take risks. She knew that sometimes it might be scary, but the rewards were always worth it.